The 56th meeting of the Goods and Services Tax Council began on Wednesday. Lots going on. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in the chair. 8 opposition ruled states are now demanding revenue protection, an all-out GST war.
मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, हम नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लेकर के आ रहे हैं। सामान्य मानवी की जरूरतों के टैक्स भारी मात्रा में कम कर दिए जाएंगे।
19 days after the Prime Minister's Independence Day promise of a festive season bonanza for India's middle class, the GST Council is meeting to finalize the contours of this windfall. While consumers are eyeing the goodies that they may soon get, economists are weighing the festive season boost these tax cuts could deliver to the economy. Now, Business Today TV has learned that the centre and states may work to ensure that the benefits of the expected rate cuts are passed on immediately.
This will happen soon. Now, whether it will happen on 21st of September, one is also hearing that it could happen midnight on September 5th itself. That, of course, the council will decide, but it's very clear that it will happen within next few days. In let's say next 10 days or so is expected, and I will not rule out the possibility of it happening from midnight on September 5th as well.
Lower taxes could encourage spending and give the economy a push, but states worry about their already tight finances. Many opposition-led states such as West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Telangana, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh and Jharkhand have warned that without a clear compensation system, they will face serious financial stress.
The opposition states have made it very clear that unless they have a path forward for covering their losses, which are going to be substantial, if it comes from the Prime Minister, it can't be less than 2 lakh crores in my judgment. Nirmala Sitharaman gave 1 lakh crore bonanza or giveaway for the income tax. Prime Minister can't give you less than that. So if there is 2 lakh crore kind of hit coming to the states need to be covered. Now, how does it play? I expect this meeting not to be very smooth. There would be fireworks.
A State Bank of India research report demolishes the belief that states will lose revenue under the new GST regime. The report projects states will remain net gainers with GST revenues, including devolution, estimated at over 14.10 lakh crore rupees this fiscal. While there may be an immediate dip of 3 to 4% in month-on-month collections, revenues are expected to rebound, sustaining 5 to 6% growth each month. The new GST regime, officials say, will also broaden the tax base, simplifying compliance, cutting red tape, and encouraging greater voluntary participation. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
Whereas what the GST restructuring has done is exposed federal fault lines with many states, opposition-ruled states, mostly opposing it. Let's take all these questions and all the apprehensions to our panel this evening. Joining me is Patabhi Ram Koma Reddy, National Spokesperson, TDP, Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, BJP, Dr. Ajoy Kumar, National Spokesperson, Congress, Jasmine Shah, National Spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party. Sanju Verma, let's begin with you. All our panelists is going to get a 2-minute timer each. They can put their points forward, hoping no personal attacks. Everyone sticks to the queue and puts their party's point of view forward. Sanju Verma, let's begin with you on the GST reform. The council meet today. Various slabs seem to suggest that, the restructuring in somewhat way, cheer coming in for the Aam Aadmi, but the states have huge reservations on who will absorb the deficit.
Preeti, let me first make one thing very clear, that the Vijay Kelkar committee recommended GST way back in 2004. Between 2004 and 2014, for 10 long years, the Congress party was in power. It built flaky castles in the air, but it was not able to implement GST due to 2 nagging issues. One was to decide on the R&R, the revenue neutral rate. And the second was how to compensate states. In fact, that time, the Maharashtra Chief Minister was Prithviraj Chauhan, and he was one of the biggest anti-GST naysayers, anti-GST votaries. So the limited point is that the Modi government, by bringing to fruition the GST on the 1st of July 2017, it showed that it has the willpower, the courage of conviction to not only have grand ideas, but to ensure that those grand ideas are made workable with seamless execution on the ground. That is point number one. Now, point number two that I want to tell the states, be it BJP ruled or opposition ruled states, under the centre's divisible pool, 41% of the divisible pool is given to states. So, for instance, if the center earns 100 rupees, 41 rupees go to various states. That is one way of giving revenue to states. The other thing which very few people know is there are three GST: central GST, state GST, and integrated GST. Central GST is levied and collected by the center. State GST is levied and collected by the states. But integrated GST, 50% of that is shared again with the states. The third point, very quickly, this your audience will love to hear. The compensation under GST over the years, FY19 by the center to states 81,000 crores, FY20 1.65 lakh crore, FY21 2.5 lakh crore, FY22 3.2 lakh crore, FY23 4.1 lakh crore, FY24 4.5 lakh crore, FY25 provisional figure 5.
Okay, ma'am, your time is up, by the way. Ma'am, the time is up. I just want to bring in Dr. Ajoy Kumar into this conversation. Dr. Ajoy Kumar, especially opposition-ruled states, finance ministers of opposition-ruled states, when the meeting, which is still going on, seemingly have echoed loss of revenue for the state, loss of fiscal autonomy, central overreach. But having said that, Dr. Ajoy Kumar, would you not think that states need to absorb a bit of, even if there is a revenue loss? Because we keep talking about federalism. This is the spirit of federalism, isn't it?
So, pretty good question. First question is, Sanjoji, the BJP opposed the 115th Amendment 2011 on GST. So the BJP opposed it. It is very rich for them to say that we brought it in 2014. We brought it in 2011 and they opposed it, and that's a matter of record. So no whataboutery. The second important point is, why is the center's revenue keeps increasing when the states keep reducing? And the center has got something called a Cess. They collected 4 lakh crore plus Cess in this budget this year. It's 4 lakh crore of Cess, which goes only to them. So BJP is saying that 41% is going, but what they're not telling you is, out of the 22 lakh crores, which is GST, apart from that, the 4 lakh crore of Cess, agriculture infrastructure Cess, IT surcharge Cess, GST compensation Cess, and export Cess. Only the GST compensation Cess goes to the states. 3.53 lakh crores, 3.53 lakh crores goes to the center. That is the first point. Now my question is, if the states are incurring, if the government of India's expenditure, this budget is increasing. By the way, Preeti, this year's budget is increasing. So it is so rich of them saying, hey, you take the loss, but I will increase my revenue. Where it is going? And they gave 4 lakh crores to their crony capitalist year on year from 2020. If they had collected that tax, we wouldn't have been in this position. It is the first time in history of India where the income tax is more than the corporate tax. Power to them. So that is why they don't want to. If they had done, if they had not given so much of discount to their crony friends, if they were not taxing the middle class, that money was available to give it to the states. It's anywhere between 85,000 crores to 2 lakh crores. And they give 1 lakh crore, Preeti, every year of discount.
Okay, so your time is up. I want to bring in the allies now, because opposition ruled states, and what's really interesting is the one which are with the BJP as an ally really aren't complaining, but the opposition ruled states say that those are the states which are already have very large consumption bases, so they stand to benefit from the GST. States like West Bengal, states like Punjab, which don't have large consumption bases, will be the losers in all of this. Mr. Komar Reddy, would you want to come in? A state like yours will benefit, like or possibly a state like Jasmine Shah, which his party represents, Punjab, is not going to benefit?
Preeti, good evening to you and to my fellow panelists.
Good evening, sir.
See, the GST rate rationalization is not happening for the first time. It had happened twice, once in 2018 and once in 2019 also. So we have faced this scenario even before. So what happened past then was that there was an initial dip for about, say 3 to 4% in the first few months. But it had rebound and it had witnessed a growth rate of 5 to 6%, the GST tax collections. So these are hard facts which are recorded in history. And look at the total GST revenue. The total GST revenue in 2020-21, after the GST rate were rationalized, was around 11.37 lakh crore per year. In 24-25, now it stands at 22.08 lakh crore with an average of 1.84 lakh crore every month. So even after the GST rate rationalization, we have seen an increase in the GST revenue. And the other thing is, look at the number of GST registered taxpayers. In June 2020, it was only 1.23 crore GST registered taxpayers, whereas currently it stands at 1.51 crore GST registered taxpayers. So more and more people are also coming into the GST tax fold. Now with the rationalization once again, which is going to happen, we can witness, an increase further in the number of GST registered taxpayers and thereby increase in the GST revenue also. So yes, see, as far as the stand taken by the opposition states is concerned, every state, it is obvious that they'll have some kind of a worry whenever GST rates are rationalized. But I assure on behalf of NDA that all their concerns will be taken into consideration, and the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Finance Minister will ensure that no state will lose out after this rate rationalization.
Because that's the fear. Certain states like Punjab feel that there will be a widening of fiscal imbalance in all of this. Jasmine Shah, where a concern that had been put forward by the state of Punjab that the restructuring could possibly disproportionately affect producer or manufacturing states.
Preeti, first let me say categorically that the Aam Aadmi Party supports any kind of tax reform that benefits the common man. We had been saying right from the beginning that the way the GST was designed and rolled out initially was a complete mess. It hurt a lot of people. But the story now of rate rationalization is literally, I would say, the same kahani repeating all over, which was being parroted in 2017 when GST was first introduced. At that time, of course, the center agreed to give a 5-year compensation window with the promise that, look, we are very gung-ho that you will never need it after 5 years because the revenues will grow. Now we know the reality that was never true. States like Punjab, Preeti, are losing 5,000 crores every year because after 2022, the center has not been paying any GST compensation cess, and we are losing 5,000 crores. Why? Because, as you correctly said, we are not one of the top consuming states, and therefore we are losing. And we have been asking the center that, look, all these research reports are very nice on paper. The hard reality has hit to states like Punjab, and I would say more than half of the states in India are in the similar scenario. Today, again, we are being told that, look, everything will be hunky-dory, consumption will increase, and you will not need any compensation. If that is really center's projection, let them guarantee. We welcome anything for the common man. But when you talk about fiscal federalism, the center also has a fiduciary duty towards the states. You cannot throw the states in the gutter and say that you bear all the losses, while as the center, they have unlimited financial powers. They can introduce cesses, they can take as much of debt that they want to, they can take RBI's profits, they can do whatever to cover their losses. But states have no fiscal window available if you are going to, and by the way, the projection of the finance department of government of Punjab is that if as is, without any compensation, something like this is introduced, we will lose 20 to 30% of our GST revenues amounting to 6,000 crores. We are not talking about 6 crores, Preeti.
No, fair point. Okay, so the time is up, but this is the imbalance, the fiscal imbalance where certain states are concerned that are already in deficit. Sanju Verma, which is being spoken of, Jasmine Shah elucidated that this is against the spirit of federalism, will be the domination of the center, and the center once again adopting a top-down approach.
I'm not getting personal here, but basic knowledge of economics is very important when you discuss a complicated tax, measure like GST. I would first and foremost like to educate the Congress and say that be it agricultural cess, be it education cess, be it petroleum cess, be it alcohol cess, be it stamp duty cess, be it land revenue cess, a cess is always collected by the respective state government, and a cess is appropriated by the state government, and a cess is used by the state government. So when the Congress spokesperson sits here and says agricultural cess is appropriated by the Modi government, it shows he knows nothing about basic economics. The second point I want to make, Jasmine Shah was right on one thing, when he said that after 2022, the compensation cess of GST stopped because it was supposed to be meant for 5 years from 2017 to 2022. But what he does not tell you, and this is there in the Finance Ministry archives, the states had assumed that between 2017 and 2022, they would be paid compensation cess overall to the tune of 6 lakh crore. And the actual amount paid by the Modi government in those 5 years was 9.34 lakh crore. 3.34 lakh crore more than what the states themselves had estimated. The second point. The third point, Bhagwant Mann has ruined Punjab. The economy size is 8 lakh crore and the debt provisional is 4.35 lakh crore and counting, which means along with Tamil Nadu, Punjab is the most indebted state of India with a debt to GSDP of more than 54%. Kharcha kare Bhagwant Mann. 87 lakh is the bill of Arvind Kejriwal for traveling in Punjab government's official flights. You know, he's treating Punjab government's official planes like his own Wagoner. And you want Modi?
Okay, ma'am, your time is up. Okay, Dr. Ajoy Kumar wants to come in and then I'll come back. Dr. Ajoy Kumar, you wanted to come in for a quick rebuttal. You've been shaking your head ever since Sanju Verma started with her submissions. Go ahead, sir. I will come to you, Jasmine Shah. Let's just go full circle.
No, for the nonsense she's spewing. The central government says is what I said. It doesn't go to the states. No, please, Sanju Vermaji, I'm ready to take a bet on this for a lakh or so. The other issue is, look at the shamelessness
Only for a
of these
lakh,
people.
by the way, Dr. Kumar.
No, the central, it's all over the place. The
Okay,
central government says...
I'm just, sir, I'm kidding, but just make your point, sir. We've held your clock. Go ahead.
With an honest anchor, we can reduce it. But the issue is the important part, and I'll just make it quick. The important part is the cess can be collected only by the government of India. The states have no right to collect these kinds of income tax cess, GST cess. But the important part is all these cess is collected by government of India. This GST cess, which comes to around 2 lakh crore, has not been deposited. And the Comptroller and Accountant General of India has highlighted this. So this government is so shameless that first of all, they take the cess in the name of GST to pass on to the state. Then, let me complete, madam, you can counteract me. And the second part is they don't give it. The most important part, they're saying on debt, the government of India has got 175 lakh crore debt also. Are they managing it well? Issue is not the rationalization of GST, Preeti. We are supporting it. But if the states are losing income and you are increasing your income, and I would like the TDP gentleman, I appreciate it. Please ensure that there is no losses. If there is no losses, then we'll be supporting you. We are not fighting against rationalization. We are fighting against reduction in revenue, and the central government increases its revenue. We want, and that I want the TDP to guarantee, and nobody, neither, I don't think Jasmine or me or anyone is against rationalization of GST. But to say that it will not be a loss of income, sir, you're wrong, because there was a loss of income, and that's why you compensated, and they continue.
All right, sir, time is up. I want to bring in the TDP counterpart, Mr. Komar Reddy. Mr. Komar Reddy, there's a point that Dr. Ajoy is making, and, let's hark back. The argument is clearly that there should be an attempt somewhere down the line to preserve fiscal autonomy, especially of states that are in deficit. States surrendered key tax powers to adopt GST. Further restructuring will only end up, harming them more, is what at least the layman argument of opposition ruled states is.
Preeti, as I've mentioned in my opening statement, see, the point to be noted is with the current GST rate rationalization, what will happen? It will, simplify the tax returns. It will reduce complaints burdens, and it also, enhances voluntary complaints. So there are so many benefits because right now we are only going to have 5 and 18% and a few items at 40. Instead of 4, we're going to have 2. It will simplify a lot of things. It will improve voluntary, tax compliance. And thereby, as we have seen in the past, when rate rationalization happened, the GST revenues will increase over a period of time. So the states, the opposition states, I would like to appeal to them that they need not worry too much about this. The center had always tried to ensure that the states get their rightful share of the tax revenue, and the Honorable Prime Minister truly believes in the federal spirit. So I, on behalf of Telugu Desam Party, we are very confident, that the present rate rationalization will not in any way affect the states in a long run. Yes, initially there might be a short dip, but as we've seen in the past, it is bound to rebound and the states are going to benefit because it is simplifying a lot of things. It is reducing the tax burden on the consumers. A lot of items are going to get cheaper. There'll be a push in the sales of a lot of items, and voluntary compliance also will increase. As I've shown the figures, between 2020 and 25, we have seen an increase of more than 30 lakh registered GST taxpayers. With so many new taxpayers coming into the GST fold, what will happen? The GST revenue also will automatically increase. The same way, after this rate rationalization, I am very confident that we will again see an increase in the GST registered taxpayers and also an increase in the overall GST revenue, thereby
Okay. So time is up. Jasmine Shah, to bring you in with what your TDP counterpart seems to suggest, that it's temporary. There might be short-term revenue shocks, but in time it will stabilize and only benefit your government.
No, so we are very happy. We are saying, why don't, if you really believe what you say, and if I hope the BJP also believes what the gentleman from TDP says, then codify it. Put it very clearly down that this will be introduced only with a guarantee of revenues for the next XYZ years, and it should be a longer period. And if that guarantee is not fulfilled, like I said, that with the main GST introduction, states like Punjab are seeing a loss of 5,000 crores every year. So if that guarantee is not fulfilled, then you go back and you extend the compensation. See, we have to understand one thing, Preeti. It is the states that actually run the country. This notion that government sitting at the center is running each and every corner of the country, that's not right. Who pays for the government school teachers? The state pay. Who pays for the Anganwadi worker? Who pays for the health worker? कोने कोने में देश के कोने कोने में स्टेट गवर्नमेंट काम करती है. We are the people. Today Punjab is under distress. Floods that we have not seen in 4 decades are happening. Who's working on disaster relief and management? The state government together with the army and everyone. So let us not shortchange the states. Let us not be fiscally blind. Let us not be fiscally irresponsible. Take states along with you. You cannot have a strong India by just having a strong center. Strong center and strong state. And I'm not going down the path what Sanju Verma said. She has left no decency left. She started by saying, I'm not going to make personal attacks, and that's exactly what she did. And I'm challenging her with a simple question. If you are so sure that this rate rationalization will increase demand, which I hope and which I pray it will, then why not just guarantee the states that we will protect your revenues? If it goes below, then we will pay for it. She will not say that because she knows that kahin dal mein kuch kala ho gaya to kya karenge. And they have the revenues to take from RBI. They can take extra loans like they have. We have today record loans that the country has never seen. They can take loans to give money to their crony friends. Just like Dr. Ajoy said, 15 lakh crore ke loan inhone maaf kiye. But why will you not give even 5,000 or 6,000 crores to states?
Okay, Jasmine Shah, time's up. Okay, I'm going to give final comments, 2 minutes each to all our participants. Center versus states, or rather center versus opposition states. Here we go over GST. Sanju Verma, your 2 minutes start now, ma'am.
First and foremost, I completely debunk Ajay Kumar, the Congress spokesperson's filthy language against me. You said Sanju Verma is spewing nonsense. You are the same spokesperson who said Draupadi Murmu represents the evil philosophy of the RSS and BJP. You should be ashamed of yourself. Don't give lectures on ethics to Sanju Verma because Ajay Kumar, you are not fit to be on national television. Now let me say one thing very clearly, and this is the moot point. Under Congress, only 30% of the central divisible pool was distributed by way of taxes to states. Under the Modi government, that has seen a 37% jump. Today, 41% of central divisible pool is distributed to states. I repeat, apart from compensation cess, pardon me, apart from compensation cess, apart from money via central divisible pool, there is something called a RDG, revenue deficit grant of more than 10,000 crore, which is paid every month to different states based on their needs. And I would like to tell Jasmine Shah that the biggest beneficiaries of the RBI's ways and means advances, called the WMA facility, is not the center, it is states. States like Punjab, which have been brought to bankruptcy thanks to the failed Kejriwal model, thanks to Bhagwant Mann, who was laughing along with N.K. Stalin at a function in Tamil Nadu when Punjab was being drowned under heavy floods. Let's not forget that today the Khatakhat model of Congress has ruined Karnataka, which has a debt of more than 7 lakh crore. The Khatakhat model of Congress has ruined Himachal Pradesh, which is borrowing 40,000 crore from RBI every quarter to simply stay afloat. And Jasmine Shah, you said Sanju Verma does not have decency in debates. Let me tell you, Jasmine Shah, that you are the same party whose leader Kejriwal said Modi is a coward and a psychopath. So please shut up.
Okay, ma'am, time is up. Faders go down automatically. All right, I'm going to cut across to Dr. Ajoy Kumar. Once again, a reminder, 2 minutes time, use it to attack your panelist or put your party's point of view forward. Dr. Kumar, go ahead, sir.
I would like to
Sir,
serve her a note.
Go ahead,
I would like to serve her a notice because she keeps lying on Draupadi Murmu. So she already got a notice from one spokesperson. She'll get the second, and she'll have to apologize like the way she did in Supreme Court. The conversation is most uncouth. But let's imagine, I refuse to speak to a person like that, and Jasmine was correct. Question is, she lied on Cess. That budget, central government budget says 4 lakh crores is collected on central government Cess. And she came on TV and lied. First point. So let her first apologize for lying and saying that we don't know economics. Second, the most important thing is that the government of India has got 175 lakh crore debt. Modi is giving Beti Ladli Bank scheme. Nothing to be spoken that they don't have money in Maharashtra. But you think you're a great khatakat kind of statements they make. Important part is crony capitalists got 16 lakh crore loan mafi. Every year 90,000 crores of corporate tax has been reduced. And then you want to deny Jharkhand 2,000 crores, Punjab 7,000 crores. Look at the shamelessness of this whole guys. So my question to you, Preeti, is if you look at them, and she said, I'm saying that the government of India has not transferred the central GST cess. And this is a CAG report, but they will not accept it. The TDP spokesperson has at least got grace. And I accept that what he says that we will try to work towards it. But the Bharatiya Janata Party who is supposed to drive this, look at the kind of language the spokesperson uses against another panelist, always lying. No, Preeti, I want to bring it on. And I promise you that she'll get the second notice for continuously talking, spewing venom. I take great umbrage on him commenting on Jasmine or anybody else also. We are panelists. You please show us with dignity. No, Sanju Verma. You will speak to us with dignity like the way we speak to you. We refuse to take your nonsense on TV. The most important, learn from the TDP spokesperson. The important part is you have been exposed across India, not knowing...
Sir, time is out. Like I said, once again, use this time to attack each other or use it to put your party's point of view forward. I want to cut across to the TDP spokesperson, Mr. Kumar Reddy, sir. Your final 2 minutes start now.
See, Preeti, I would like to just remind to all the viewers that the introduction of GST witnessed a rare political consensus in the country.
True.
When the then Finance Minister Arun Jaitley stood up in Parliament introducing the GST bill, we have witnessed, Manmohan Singh ji, and others standing up and, clapping for it. So that is how the entire story had started. It started with a rare political consensus and everyone was aboard. And after that also, the Honorable Prime Minister always tried to continue that tradition. You see the formation of the GST Council. GST Council has a representation from every state. Here the central government is not taking unilateral decisions. a platform was created where each and every state was given an opportunity to express their concerns. A platform was created to discuss and debate. So that itself shows the commitment of the NDA government to, take everyone on board. So we will continue that tradition even now. Even now, there is an opportunity. We are debating. We are not, fighting with each other. Yes, the opposition states have raised certain concerns. The finance minister and the honorable prime minister will definitely try to address them in the GST Council, and we will take a unanimous decision with the true federal spirit, as we have been doing from the day it was introduced. That is what I want to convey, and where we on behalf of TDP, we are very confident on the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister that he will definitely continue this tradition and will take everyone on board before taking any kind of decision as far as GST reforms are concerned.
All right. Jasmine Shah, do come in. You have Harpal Chima, Finance Minister, Punjab, who is in that GST Council meeting as we speak. Put your points forward. It's an inclusive process.
Ultimately, we have to understand that the entire idea or the promise of GST lied in federal mutual gain and mutual accommodation, and it cannot happen if there is a trust deficit or trust gap. Center can be saying something, but it cannot mean something else. And if Sanju Verma's behavior on this show is anything to go by, it will raise questions, I would say, in every person that, BJP is out here only to badmouth opposition states rather than say that, look, let's work together and let's give relief to the common man, but we'll ensure that school teachers' salaries are paid, the Anganwadi workers' salaries are paid on time. Your behavior, Sanju Verma, on this show does not inspire any confidence that BJP is out here to set things right rather than, to really harm the opposition states. And what additionally, Preeti, worries me is that, the behavior of the center towards states as far as fiscal issues is concerned is something really worrying. Dr. Ajoy talked about the fact that GST compensation was never paid to the states as per the original schedule. There were delays, but center has at least tried to fulfill it, but there have been delays. But as far as Punjab is concerned, let me point out a historic injustice that has happened. Rural Development Fund, RDF dues amounting to 8,000 crores have been due from the center for the past 3 years. It would have been paid if an Aam Aadmi Party government was not in power. But when the Aam Aadmi Party won, the center just stopped paying the dues. Multiple letters, multiple representations have been given by the Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann to Prime Minister Modi and the Home Minister. But the dues remain unpaid. So in this kind of an environment, how do you hope to carry states along? Why should we trust you? Why should we believe you? Show us the language, assure us that no harm will come to states, and then we are happy to work along with the center on not just this, but any other tax reform that benefits the common man. I've said that earlier, I've said that again. But we will not get fooled by Sanju Verma's of the world.
All right, viewers, let's quickly cut into news break that's coming in, and disconcerting news from the state of Punjab. The fatalities where the floods are concerned in Punjab has unfortunately risen. The flood situation is worsening. Death toll has now reached 37. Over 3.5 lakh have been impacted. Of what we've been given to understand, over 1,650 villages across 23 districts stand affected. 20,000 people till now have been evacuated. 30 to 35 helicopters have been deployed for rescue operations. 30 NDRF teams, BSF, Army, Navy, all on ground. But viewers, the situation doesn't look good. The grips of the worst flood in 4 decades, at least 40 years, is only tightening on the state of Punjab. I want to cut across to my colleague Aman Bhardwaj, who's joining us with the latest. For more, Aman, what more can you add?
We can say, Preeti, the whole Punjab is impacted now, and for next 24 hours the time is very crucial, because water from Bhakra Dam, Ranjit Sagar Dam, and barrages that are in a way touching to the border along these rivers, Ravi, Beas and Satluj, the water will be increased. And at Bhakra itself, 8 feet floodgates are being opened, and water water is being released in lakhs cusic. So here at the Harike barrage itself, 3 lakh cusic water is being released, and for next 24 hours this will impact in major border districts, whether it's Firozpur, Taran, Amritsar, Gurdaspur. So there the water level will be increasing, and also now first it was Majha region, but now along with Doaba it has the water level is being impacting. The flood has been showing its impact on the districts which are Roopnagar, area like Shri Anandpur Sahib, Nangal, Mohali, and Malwa region, Sangrur, Bathinda. So there also, where in last week, if we say last 10 days, the flood impact was less. So now the water is being, the flood is showing its impact, and now the data you also mentioned that 1,70,000 hectares farming land, agrarian land of Punjab is being impacted, and 3.5 lakh people are being impacted, 20,000 people are being evacuated, and 197 relief camps are being established. So in coming days, and this will show more impact, and you see out of 13,000 villages in Punjab, 1,700 villages are affected, and these villages are on borderline. If Army, NDRF and BSF has to go in a coordination for the rescue, so you can see the impact flood had shown, and in coming days the water level will be increasing, so it's more challenging for the rescue teams as well, for the administration as well, because people in rural areas, for the evacuation, for the relief is very challenging to rescue them, to communicate with them that how they are going to deal with for the flood situation. So it's challenging for the people, and people have stories in Firozpur where we are. People have seen 1988 flood, and its impact is that their eyesights are gone, their homes are gone, villages were vacated. So now also in 2025 they are seeing the same impact, and here also along Satluj at various places the breach has been created in the villages. The breaches which were along the rivers of Satluj and Ravi and Beas, which were constructed on the solid basis, they are
all of that has been
now.
breached. Viewers, lives, livestock, livelihood wiped out. Punjab is practically witnessing the worst floods, at least in the last 40 years, if not more. And the situation, as my colleague Aman is pointing out, is only but intensifying. Tragic scenes coming in from Punjab. We're going to continue to report and get you the latest, but things right now don't look good. As Aman just pointed out, the Bhakra Nangal Dam would be releasing more water, which will only add to the woes of the low-lying areas of Punjab. Already, the Ravi, the Satluj and the Beas coming in from the hill areas of Himachal, draining in to the Punjab basin, is adding more misery to an already inundated Punjab. I want to shift focus right now from the state of Punjab to the city of Gurugram. The Millennium City, the real estate gold mine and the corporate capital of Haryana. But come monsoon, all that completely washes away, quite literally. On Monday, the city once again found itself knee-deep in water, and the woes continue till this afternoon.
Long ago, Delhi NCR had not one but two rivers flowing through it. One, of course, the mighty Yamuna, and the other one, the Sahibi River, is now ecologically dead because it has turned into a nala that is called Nazafgarh Nala in Delhi region. And as you see, the black waters that are flowing into this so-called nala at the moment is an outlet for natural drainage from Gurugram. Little bit of rain in Gurugram that leads to massive flooding is also the result of this river's ecological death. Because this was a natural drain once upon a time, the waters in the region of Gurugram used to percolate down into the ground, also recharging the aquifers there. But today that's not possible because this particular river is dead and has turned into a nala due to lack of sewage treatment plants which are polluting the river and also making it impossible for the water to naturally drain from Gurugram and come towards this particular water body.
Gurugram needs no introduction, but we still give it one.
Rains wash out the complete facade that Gurugram is on development. And as you can see, even though with little bit of rains, this is the condition of roads in the Millennium City, which doesn't spare anyone. The biggest of the cars have to go through such apathy to cross a road not very far from the poshest areas of Gurugram.
The Millennium City is where every time it rains, streets resemble rivers or drains, depending on which area you happen to be in. Where you will see widening income inequality, but also see it leveling out when it rains. Billionaire or not, no one can escape waterlogging here. First 2 days of the week were worse. A splash of rain and Gurugram came to a standstill. Thousands of commuters in India's wealthiest suburbs were stuck on roads for 6 to 8 hours due to rain-triggered traffic gridlock on Monday, 1st September. This was a common sight on Monday, people rolling up trousers and walking in knee-deep water. The Millennium City is where long traffic jams like the one seen Monday night, though distressing, are never surprising. The administration, as expected, got down to the business after Monday's heavy downpour. They advised the corporates to keep workers at home on Tuesday if possible. They advised schools to keep children at home for online classes.
What you see is that knee-deep water, and we have also seen the drainage system collapsing to the extent that water was actually outflowing from the drainage, which is supposed to drain out the water from these roads. On the right-hand side is the bus stand road, which is again in knee-deep water. The local MLA Mukesh Sharma's office is in fact located on that particular lane itself, and that is also inundated.
बहुत बुरा हाल है सड़कों का, लेकिन पुलिस बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है. पुलिस इतना अच्छा काम कर रही है, मैंने देखा आधी सड़कों पे खड़े हुए हैं लोग बाग और भीग रहे हैं बारिश में, और गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट, कुछ एक डिपार्टमेंट्स बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं.
बिहार में मेरा ऑफिस है और कल मेरे को करीब 4 घंटे लगे थे वहाँ से, जब मैं 5 बजे निकला था. तो आज हमने सोचा थोड़ा जल्दी चलते हैं. जल्दी आने पर भी अभी ऑटो यहाँ पे खराब हो गया मेरा, और अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ मैं घर कैसे जाऊँ.
Why does Gurugram get flooded? Experts say unplanned urban growth is the primary factor. Rapid urbanization has turned farmland and natural drainage areas into concrete buildings. Natural water channels like Najafgarh Drain, Ghata Jheel, Badshahpur Drain that once carried excess rainwater have been encroached upon or have narrowed. Gurugram lacks an integrated stormwater drainage system. The city mostly relies on surface drains, which get clogged with plastic, silt, and construction debris. Many drains are interconnected with sewage lines. During heavy rains, both overflow. Add to all of this the lack of coordination between multiple authorities like Huda, Municipal Corporation, NHAI, and private developers. The recipe for chaos is complete. Every year, real estate records are broken in Gurugram. Just a few months ago, a penthouse in the city was sold for 190 crore rupees. The deal made newspaper headlines. The city, which is home to billionaires, IT companies and auto firms, accounts for over 60% income tax generated from the state. But all that money seems just not enough to get the city proper drainage. With Milan Sharma and Amit Bharadwaj, Bureau Report, India Today.
Whereas if you live in Delhi or the NCR region, you'd know exactly what those images mean. All of you somewhere down the line would have known somebody just 2 days ago on Monday evening that was stuck in this very traffic jam. I had a friend who was stuck for about 4.5 hours in that traffic jam where nothing moved. Gurugram just stood still while it pelted rain. With that, it's a quick break. Tomorrow we are of course going to focus more on Gurugram and the state of Punjab. Delhi also now teetering on the edge of a flood. All of that coming up tomorrow as well.